Okay, so my name is Julie Beckler. I'm the team leader of the CMHA Oxford Crisis and Outreach team. And today I'll just be presenting on some information about our programs and services at CMHA Oxford as part of the Suicide Prevention Week events. So bear with me, I am doing this presentation from home, so there may be some background noise. I've got the windows open, so if you hear anything in the background, that's what it is, but I've tested the sound a few times, so I think everything should be working okay. Because this is a recorded presentation, I appreciate that there doesn't leave a lot of opportunity for any questions or anything like that, so I will leave some contact information at the end of the presentation. If you had any questions about anything or wanted to reach out to CMHA Oxford, you'd be more than welcome to do that with the contact information that I leave at the end of the presentation. So bear with me, I've got a couple screens going right now to make sure the presentation goes as smoothly as possible. So for anyone that doesn't know, CMHA Oxford is part of an integrated county-wide 24-hour mental health support service. We have 3 locations across Oxford County, and we've been serving Oxford County for over 25 years now. Our main office is located in Woodstock at 522 Peel Street, and then we've got 2 additional offices. Sorry about that. Sorry, so we've got 2 additional offices, one in Tillsonburg at the campus of CARE, which is the Tillsonburg District Memorial Hospital. That is located at 167 Rolfe Street. And then another one at the Ingersoll Nurse Practitioner-led clinic, which is 19 King Street East. And that's in Ingersoll. So we receive primarily most of our funding is through the Southwest LHIN, but we also receive additional funding from the United Way for our walk-in counseling and drop-in programs. We fundraise through a large event every year called Ride Don't Hide, which is an annual bike fundraiser. It usually takes place in June. Unfortunately, this past year, because of COVID, we weren't able to host that, but we look forward to doing that again in the future. And then we receive a number of community donations throughout the year as well. So for our admission criteria to any of our programs and services at CMHA Oxford, we require that someone is either a resident of Oxford County, planning to make a move to Oxford County to make it their place of residence, or receives primary health services within Oxford County. So if you have a family doctor that's in Oxford County, those would all be individuals that we would typically accept into service. We also, we are a voluntary organization, so individuals must want to be a participant in our services, or they must be on a community treatment order that stipulates participating in any one of our programs. Aside from our walk-in counseling, we provide service to those who are 16 years of age or over, or who will reach age 16 at some point during the process of getting engaged in services. So if you're 15 now, but you'll be turning 16 later this year or anything like that, then we would certainly look at providing support for you. Our walk-in counseling, however, for those programs, we do accept people of all ages, and I'll get into that a little bit more as the as this presentation continues. Traditionally, we did require a confirmation of diagnosis from a doctor, a hospital, or any other medical practitioners. However, we noticed that really started to contribute to quite a long wait list, and we were often, people were held up with not receiving services because of waiting on the paperwork. So we don't require that anymore. You're welcome to self-refer. We do still accept referrals from family doctors as well, but anyone can refer themselves. And this way we're able to serve a lot more individuals, and we're able to make sure that people aren't falling kind of through the cracks or having to wait for services because of us waiting on paperwork. So referrals can be made to our agency in a number of ways. You're welcome to call the office between 9 a.m. and 4 p.m. when the office is open and speak to a member of the Crisis and Outreach team. That number for our office would be 519-539-8055, and you're welcome to use extension 210. You can also call through Reach Out and inform that you're making a referral to CMHA Oxford, and a Reach Out staff would be able to transfer you through to our CMHA crisis team to either speak with a worker or to leave a message and receive a call back regarding the referral. In addition to that, our referral form is located on our website under programs, information and support. So you could also go there. You can complete the form and either email it to our information and referral account, which you'll also find on the website, or you can print it off and you can mail it to us as well. Either way, all of those ways of referring yourself are great, and we will make sure we contact you anytime we do receive a referral. So looking now into some of our specific programs, we'll start with the Crisis and Outreach Services program. Crisis and Outreach clinicians respond by phone and mobile outreach to individuals experiencing a sudden or unexpected event that places them in distress. Outreach clinicians can provide referrals to appropriate agencies and will often follow up with support as necessary as well. In addition to the CMHA Oxford Woodstock office being open from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Monday to Friday, we welcome anyone during those hours to come in to meet with a crisis clinician in person. Through COVID, we have still kept our doors open, so that is something that we would still welcome you to do if you feel comfortable, and if you're someone that prefers in-person services over phone services, we right now have PPE that we're able to provide both our staff and people coming into the office so that everyone can take the appropriate safety precautions related to the pandemic. In addition to that, we're open on Saturdays from 11 to 4 for walk-in counseling. Now, right now, the Saturday walk-in counseling is by a pre-booked telephone appointment. So you would call into our office, book yourself an appointment, and then you would either be coming into the office for that appointment or completing that appointment over the phone, whatever your preference is for that. Crisis clinicians also offer backup support to the Woodstock Hospital between the hours of 7 a.m. to 11 a.m., as well as Alexandra Hospital and Tillsonburg District Memorial Hospital. Now, Alexandra Hospital and Tillsonburg Hospital, the backup support there is offered from 7 a.m. until 11 p.m. So if anyone were to attend any of those hospitals for mental health or addictions reasons specifically, our crisis clinicians would typically get a call from the emergency department asking for someone to either provide support by a virtual means or by attending the ER to meet with the individual. The next program here that we'll look at is the Oxford County Walk-in Counseling Program. So the walk-in counseling program is an excellent first step to receiving services because of the immediate nature of support given by professionals when you access support through walk-in counseling. When someone's reaching out for support, it's often because of what's going on in their life at that exact moment. And oftentimes, if it can be addressed right away, it really can be resolved quite quickly. So there's no need to sit on a wait list. And the goal of this would be kind of to provide some single session walk-in counseling for whatever the situation might be that someone would present with. So after someone attends walk-in counseling, either anywhere from, I would say, 1 to 3 times, if it appears that there are more significant ongoing needs present, then the walk-in counselor will be able to sit down with you or the individual that attends and look at completing referrals to other programs in the community right through the walk-in counseling program. So making sure that you're getting set up with any ongoing services, whether that be through CMHA Oxford, through the Woodstock Hospital, Welkin, the community health center, anything like that, addiction services of Thames Valley. So the walk-in counseling program, it is a partnership between CMHA Oxford, Woodstock Hospital, Mental Health Services, Welkin, and the United Way. The clinic offers There's clinics offered, all throughout Oxford County. So Woodstock, Tillsonburg, and Ingersoll. Like I said, it is a single session support, and all of the fees are covered by OHIP. So there would be no charge at all to you if you were to attend. And the service is meant for absolutely all ages. Right now, the walk-in counseling, as I kind of had briefly mentioned, is through a pre-booked appointment. So you're welcome to call the Woodstock Hospital Mental Health Services, call Welkin, or calling CMHA Oxford or the Oxford County Community Health Center. And through there, you're able to book yourself a telephone walk-in counseling appointment. With the exception of kind of depending on what's going on for you, and in special circumstances, you are at times also able to book an in-person appointment as well. So if you're looking to access walk-in counseling right now, please feel free to give any of those locations a telephone call, and we'd be more than happy to book an appointment with you. Another great program that we offer through our agency and in the community is our MHEART program. So MHEART stands for Mental Health Engagement and Response Team. It's a pilot project that began in September of 2018 and is still continuing right now. You may have seen some of our crisis and outreach clinicians out in the community with Oxford County OPP or Woodstock police officers. And the purpose of that is that they're out on mental health and addictions related calls for service. So the intent behind this program is to help police de-escalate situations, help determine whether there's a need for someone to be apprehended under the Mental Health Act, or if a diversion can take place to provide someone, connect someone with community-based mental health or addictions-related supports, as well as to assist with fostering healthy relationships between the police and the community. So this is a resource right now that's available from Monday to Friday, 10 a.m. until 8 p.m. with both Woodstock Police and Oxford OPP. Our crisis clinicians, prior to COVID, and they'll be going back quite soon, ride in car with the police officers. So when any type of call for a mental health or addictions related reason or a situational stress, anything like that, when something comes in through dispatch, an officer is able to respond with a mental health worker in his or her vehicle, and support is provided immediately to that person. Another program that we have at CMHA Oxford is the Brief Case Management Program. And that is a program based on, as all of our programs at CMHA Oxford, based on the belief that people can and do recover from mental illness. So typically our brief case management program is limited to about 3 to 6 months worth of service. And after 3 to 6 months, an individual and a case manager would kind of review the progress that's being made and see at that point if additional services needed to be provided, whether it be by that case manager or by someone else in the agency or in the community. So it's a collaboration on a very recovery-focused care plan on the initiation of services. Case managers and individuals collaborate with one another on a recovery-focused care plan. The service, as I mentioned, is reevaluated after about 6 months. We do work in close partnership with the Woodstock Hospital and the Oxford County Community Health Center in order to complete referrals to each other if we kind of determine after providing some support that one of those other community agencies might be a better fit. Case management functions off of an individual's goals for service. And the only difference between our brief case management and our formerly more well-known case management program essentially is just the length of service. The next program that we'll touch on is the Urgent Needs Case Management Program. So this is a program where the urgent mental health case management, it's a program it is even shorter in length. It's 3 months at maximum. And this case management program is for individuals, again, who are 16 and older, dealing with any type of moderate to severe mental health issue and or a problematic substance use whose needs have been identified as high priority and requiring a rapid response. So the program maintains very strict eligibility criteria in order to allow for immediate support without maintaining any type of a wait list. The main goal of the Urgent Needs Case Management Program is stabilization and facilitating linkages to resources and longer-term supports as needed. This program delivers services in coordination and collaboration with community agencies and primary healthcare providers. A lot of the referrals for the Urgent Needs Case Management Program come from the situation table. And individuals who are eligible for urgent needs will present with 3 or more significant mental health and or addictions related concerns in order to meet the program's criteria. Our next programs are the dual diagnosis support services and the seniors outreach and recovery services. So the dual diagnosis program is a service that provides community support for persons with a serious and persistent mental illness along with an intellectual disability. SOAR, the Seniors Outreach and Recovery Services, is a program specific to individuals 65 or over who are experiencing challenges with their mental health and well-being. The SOAR team works extensively with community agencies such as the Alzheimer's Society, BSO, Seniors Outreach through the Woodstock Hospital, and they offer specialized therapeutic treatment and assessment both in-home and in the community. Our concurrent disorders program is a service that provides community support for persons with a serious and persistent mental illness along with any type of substance abuse or addictions related concerns. So there's various types of support, including individual and group counseling, assessment, treatment planning, follow-up, and referral, all of which is recovery focused. There's also a concurrent disorders skills group that CMHA offers, and that's run through our concurrent disorders program. The concurrent disorder support service, provides community education to family and friends to support with the Oxford Addiction Treatment Strategy. The Oxford Addiction Treatment Strategy, is also known as OATS, is a community partnership which involves Addiction Services of Thames Valley, Oxford County Community Health Center, the Ingersoll Nurse Practitioner-led Clinic, and CMHA Oxford. And this partnership allows for daily shared intakes and sort of a no wrong door access to immediate addictions and mental health supports. So with daily intakes spread throughout each agency, it does provide the opportunity for individuals to access support fairly immediately when they identify that they're ready to do so. Our court support program offers a few different services within itself. So court support in general is sort of a catch-all specialized service provided to people who have mental illness or mental health symptoms and are also facing criminal charges in court and don't participate in the mental health diversion or treatment court. So this can't include any type of family violence. CMHA can't be court mandated treatment or probation is required. So we are a voluntary service. We're not able to do any type of forensic assessment. And referrals can be made through connecting with our office and asking to speak with a court support worker. A large portion of our referrals actually happen at the courthouse through duty counsel, lawyers, or the Crown. Now, some of our more specific mental health court programs are the first one is mental health court diversion, and this is an alternative to a criminal prosecution. So in this case, the Crown Attorney determines whether mental health diversion would be appropriate or if a person should be prosecuted for their charges. The court support worker would then help a person set up a mental health treatment plan in the community in order to divert the individual out of the criminal justice system and back into the mental health system. So supports would be put in place to reduce the possibility of this becoming something that happens over and over again. The client gains responsibilities. So at any point in time, if a client's not following their diversion plan, it can be brought forward to the courts and rescinded. If the Crown Attorney determines that mental health diversion isn't appropriate, the court support worker would still work with the person to put supports in place as they navigate the criminal justice system through any type of resolution of matters that are before the court. Another program that our court team offers is the Community Treatment Court, or CTC. So the purpose of CTC is to hold the accused accountable for actions while providing effective treatment or support in the least restrictive fashion. To provide proper attention to accused persons with any type of mental health diagnosis or disorder, and to protect both the rights of the public and the accused at the same time while maintaining integrity of the criminal justice system. So it is important to know that this is not a drug treatment court. With that being said, a drug treatment court is something that's going to be starting through CMHA Oxford quite soon. I don't have specific information on it during this presentation, but that will be something that we'll look forward to sharing more about in the future. So moving forward, another program that we offer here at CMHA is the DBT program. DBT stands for Dialectical Behavior Therapy. Dialectical behavior therapy is a year-long intensive treatment group for individuals suffering from emotional dysregulation. Due to the intense nature of the DBT program, all referrals must be appropriately screened for consideration to the program. The DBT program runs for 3 semesters, so 3 sessions, with 4 DBT modules spread out over the course of a year. Each semester is 12 weeks long, and it's made up of 4 weeks of mindfulness skills, 8 weeks, and then the other modules, 8 weeks of the other 3 modules. So in addition to the mindfulness, there's the interpersonal effectiveness, emotion regulation, and distress tolerance. All referrals to the DBT program must be made by filling out the referral form. Referrals can be signed by the person who you're referring to the program, so whether that be yourself or if you're a community partner, or community member, family doctor, they can be signed by that person as well. It's a very successful program, and we've had several individuals graduate from the program. So many so that they've actually formed a DBT alumni peer support group that meets weekly to review the skills that they learned during the program. So if you do have any questions related to DBT specifically, or you'd like to inquire about a referral, you can send the referrals you'll see on here to dbtteam@cmhaoxford.on.ca. Next, we have the CMHA Housing Program. So CMHA provides rent subsidies and housing supports to individuals who are homeless or who are at risk of homelessness. The goal of the housing program is to provide safe, affordable, and permanent housing options to those who are homeless or at risk of homelessness or might be facing an eviction. The programs offered include various different subsidies that could be available at any time. So there's a housing and homelessness program. That's a partnership with the Oxford County Housing, and a community support recovery program. Oftentimes there's a partnership or connection with ACT and clients through the PEP program, the addiction support housing program, so ASH. We have 4 units available to the ASH program, with CMHA being the landlord for those. And then the criminal justice housing program. So those would be individuals who are also associated with some of our court diversion programs. In order to get in contact with a member of the housing team, you would be welcome to call the CMHA office and make that request at any time to gather some more information on the CMHA housing program. The CMHA Recovery Program, it was created in 2014, and that was created to assist those who are kind of further along their recovery journey but still need some type of level of support. So it provides a safety net kind of to those who are feeling a little bit anxious about being discharged out of services completely. The clients are seen every 3 to 6 months, and the focus is working on goals, support with medical appointments, reminders, and kind of a refresher of coping skills that they would have learned during their engagement with CMHA, and just a general focus on self-management and empowerment. Some of these clients also may still remain in our housing program, but may not require too many intensive programs or services beyond that. The Oxford Self-Help Program is something that many of you might already be aware of. The peer support, this is comprised of peer support workers who are people that have lived experiences with a mental illness and are now in recovery themselves. These workers all understand a lot about mental health because they've been there themselves. They've taken specific training for the role in addition to their personal experiences. So peer support is based on empowering individuals to take the lead on cultivating their own mental health recovery journeys. Peer support is about health and ability, not illness and disability. And the peer relationships are built around a mutual understanding and trust, and they're designed to be a complement to traditional clinical care programs, not as something to replace them. So it would be in addition to any other counseling or more clinical supports that someone might be receiving. Now, there's a variety of different programs and services that the peer supports offer, and that's been something that through COVID has actually only been extended even further. So if you have any questions at all about the peer support program specifically, you're welcome to send either refer yourself to the peers or send them an email. The email address is right on here, so it's peers@cmhaoxford.on.ca, or you can call our office and ask to speak with a peer themselves, and whoever's working that day would likely be available to take a call or to call you back once they're available. The peers offer both services in the office as well as virtually through their Facebook page. So that would be something great to check out. If you go on our website, you'll be able to find all of that information on the programs and services that the Oxford Self-Help provides. We also have the community engagement and a volunteer coordinator and program. So this would be used for several different fundraisers. Ride, Don't Hide and Women in Wellness are two of the bigger fundraisers that we do each year. With COVID, those have had to become a little bit creative this year, so we have moved to an online virtual format for Women in Wellness, but that's an event that's coming up this fall that typically requires quite a lot of volunteer recruitment and participation. We also have a volunteer drive program, peer support volunteers, and then the community events volunteers. So if any of that is of interest, again, you'd be welcome to call the office and ask to speak with the volunteer coordinator to see how you'd be able to get involved with CMHA Oxford yourself. So as I mentioned, we do have a volunteer drive program, and that's part of our transportation services. That focuses on more out-of-town medical appointments and any type of appointment geared towards benefiting or aiding in someone's mental health and wellness. You do require 2 weeks notice for booking any appointment, and we work with the Oxford County Community Health Center and Salvation Army to be able to provide transportation services. So for more information on that, you can email the rides at cmhaoxford.on.ca if you required a ride, to see if you might be eligible for any of those programs. Lastly, CMHA Oxford offers a variety of different groups and trainings. With COVID, some of these are starting to move to an online format. Others are also starting to open up at the office again as well, and something that we're very hopeful will only continue. So some of the programs and groups that we offer are partnering with families affected by mental health and addictions. That's a group that is for family members and caregivers of someone who lives with a mental health or addiction concern. The Concurrent Disorder Support Group, Smoking Awareness, Mental Health Works, Mental Health First Aid, Assist, which is an applied suicide intervention training, Safe Talk, Compassion Fatigue, and then some diagnostic specific support groups, so anxiety, depression, schizophrenia support group. Those would all be included in that. Mindful meditation practice, and then several social and recreational groups. So that kind of concludes the program that I have today. As I mentioned, and I realize now I don't have an additional slide in here with this, but if you do have any additional information, the majority of this information is all available on our website, CMHAOxford.ca. You're welcome to access any of our referrals or contact information there. Otherwise, you're more than welcome to follow up with me as well if you have any questions for myself. Again, my name is Julie, and I can be reached at 519-539-8055, extension 218. So that would be a line that would go directly to me. If I'm not in the office, feel free to leave a message. It is by no means an emergency support number, so you'd be welcome to give a call back if you had any questions at all. But that would be where, if you have any questions that came up during this and you're not sure where to reach out to, you're more than welcome to reach out to me, and I can kind of redirect you or help answer your questions from there. So I hope that this has been an informative presentation, and wish everyone well.